hero could always need more heroes. Remember that next time you sit on your ass when bad shit happens. What is up, and welcome back to some more Overwatch. And today, we are playing Genji, everybody's favorite ninja to be useless with. Now, I say that because Genji is a very delicately balanced character. He's one of the more difficult characters to play in the game. A good Genji is like really good. He can turn the tide to play for you. He can make a huge impact. He can take out the back line of the enemy team, like the turrets and like the bastions, right? But a bad Genji, whew, is really bad. Like he can't help you at all. And also, Genji players are notorious for last picking Genji every time. Like if you don't have a support, it's better than a support. Genji, because hey, they can reflect the enemy's bullets, right? And that's better than shields or healing or any of that crap. And also, if the enemy team is dead, they can't kill you, so then there's no need for healers. So yeah, Genji players are really onto this new meta that they're developing around themselves. But like I said, you have to be really good to play Genji, so I don't know why I'm playing him, because I'm pretty trash myself. So that's just always something to consider. Now, I guess Genji could best be described as a hand job, because a really good one is really good, and it makes you think, oh my god, this is awesome, I want to try this again. Even though there may be better options out there to help yourself in that moment or in future situations like that. But a bad one will leave you broken and scarred, and you'll be like, never again. Oh god, never again. Now, today, yeah, great segue there by me. 5 points to Gryffindor. I want to talk about the lore of Overwatch, because it's actually very, very deep. Now, if you know Blizzard, they have a ton of lore behind all their games. World of Warcraft, obviously, has its own comic books. It's getting its own fucking movie. It's at theaters in, I believe, 3 days. At the posting of this video, yeah, June 10th. Yeah, it got its own comic books, movie, tons of in-game lore. Yeah, take notes, Bungie. Yeah, I don't want to have to hunt for lore outside of the game at a fucking, website. I want that shit thrown at me. Maybe not, required, but I want it in the game. Make it optional. I'll read the text and fucking order it. And, of course, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Diablo has a ton of lore. And what's the last one? Hearthstone, yeah, they have one more big game. Oh yeah, StarCraft. So a lot of lore behind that. And I think there's probably one more, but hey, I forgot about it. But because, we talk about Overwatch. This is the game that we're truly concerned with here. We don't need any of these other nerd games. Overwatch is love. But it's not life. League's still life. But like I said, the lore is actually extremely deep and enriching to the gameplay experience. During the start times, when you're all just chilling in base there waiting to get picked off by the organized enemy, while you and your 5 Hanzos just sit there praying to God that you're gonna have a miracle and somehow capture the point before you eventually get steamrolled by that Reinhardt Bastion toward. Yeah, I'm not even gonna pronounce his name. Torbjorn. Fuscus. Yeah, I don't know how to say his name. So yeah, because that's the situation you find yourself in a lot. However, say, for example, you have some champion diversity on your team. If you have a Reaper and Widowmaker, they will make reference to the animated short that was released where they tried to steal Doomfist's gauntlet from a museum. If you have, what else? Soldier 76 and Reinhardt, they reminisce about the good old days back when Overwatch was in its glory days and they were this big peacekeeping force for the UN before they blew up. And by the way, the story of Overwatch's fall is more or less Captain America Civil War, just with. Imagine if Iron Man or Captain America was a really defined bad guy who killed people for a living. That's the only difference. The UN wants to take their power away due to overreaching boundaries across, sovereign lines. It's more or less the same basis. So yeah, Marvel still steals from Blizzard confirmed. Don't worry about the dates or when Civil War the comic came out. We don't need to, worry ourselves with bullshit like that. Fuck facts. That's the motto of Gawker, in case you didn't know. It's pretty well known. And also, the other backstories are also pretty interesting, even if they're not directly related to the beginning of Overwatch. Lucio, my favorite support character by far, ton of fun to play. He was a hip-hop artist, and I think / EDM, hip-hop EDM, who exposed local corruption in a favela in Brazil. So I thought that was really cool, and he was just everybody can live as they choose. So yeah, Lucio will let Transformers into the bathrooms at Target, He's a left-wing liberal. These are just things that you have to take into account. Probably is a liberal because he's black and most black people are liberal. But anyway, we don't need to talk about that this video. Well, too bad my next one. But something that I thought really enhanced the lore, and this is really good on the account of Blizzard, is the amount of animated shorts that they released. I believe there are 4. One of the Widowmaker and Reaper trying to steal the gauntlet from the museum when they're thwarted by Winston and Tracer. The first one where Winston is trying to call back the Overwatch agents, but Reaper shows up, overpowers them, but then Winston goes bananas and kills Reaper, even though, Reaper doesn't die. And that causes all the Overwatch agents to be, reactivated again, so to speak. And literally in Bastion's terms. There's the one at the favela where the little girl is skipping along and she's threatened by members of the local gang. And Soldier 76 is like, back in my days, scumbags like you would have already been dead. Martial law, you motherfuckers. And he swoops in like a fucking madman. Vigilante just destroys motherfuckers. It's really good. And the last one touches upon the human and Omnic tensions where Widowmaker, working for Talon, assassinates a head Omnic civil rights leader, I guess you'd say, preacher, civil rights leader, and Tracer is unable to stop her in that instance, and that starts off the rivalry between Tracer and Widowmaker. And if you kill like Widowmaker with Tracer, or vice versa, like occasionally those characters will drop little lines like, "Oh yeah, suck it." And I think Tracer says, "Are you getting annoyed yet?" That's my personal favorite. Are you getting annoyed yet, love? I can just rewind no matter how much damage you do to me. And Widowmaker's like, oh, well, I body shot for 150. Get wrecked. Or is it 140? Well, I don't know, but whatever. Widowmaker's body shots do way too much damage, but that's another topic entirely. But one thing that I was reminded of when I was watching the Overwatch animated shorts was the DC animated movies. Now, I know that's a bit of a stretch, but just bear with me here. Now, it presents characters you know and love, the Overwatch heroes, and of course DC superheroes, in a tone that's accessible, not a tone, in an animation style that's accessible to everyone. It's not those hardcore live action set pieces that Call of Duty has done before, or that Titanfall did. Yeah, Titanfall, remember that game? It's supposed to be the next big thing, and then it wasn't. So, the animation style, and the fact that it's animated in general, makes it very accessible to the general public. But then it adds a tone and a level of maturity that you don't see in other animated works. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Pixar can make anybody cry themselves to sleep at night, but those movies technically aren't animated. I think they're like 3D constructionists or some shit like that. And not counting anime, because anime in my mind is adult. That's meant for an adolescent adult audience. Like, a lot of the animated movies and cartoons are usually pretty kid-friendly, but the DC movies, of course, they swear at each other. People die. I distinctly remember Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, that is, calling Batman a douchebag, and Batman's like, suck a dick, Hal. And in the Overwatch shorts, Winston has his glasses broken, his glasses being the last thing that he remembers his scientist companion, who he is named after, right? If you want to look that up, it's actually pretty heart-wrenching, because Winston was on a lunar base with a bunch of other apes who eventually, they were just there for research and to be taught basically how to be humans. We should teach that to the Muslims. Ayo. But they rebelled and they killed the scientists there, including Dr. Winston, who Winston is named after. Shed a tear, because I'm missing you. It's alright to smile. And after he loses that memento, he goes into a blind rage and just starts beating the fuck out of people. And if you watch that, you probably figured it out, but that's actually the basis for his ultimate ability. When Winston ults, he does the same thing as the cinematic. His eyes start shooting fucking lightning. He's like, I'm going bananas. Everybody get the fuck away from me. And also you have more, not humorous, but more heartwarming moments like Soldier 76 when he saves the little girl and she's like, you're a hero. And then, that's like a heartwarming moment. He's like, oh man, Jack Morrison's going back to his glory days. He's a hero again. But then he's like, just one of the many habits that I haven't been able to kick. Yeah, I've been doing the deep, grungy voice a lot today because I played a lot of Soldier 76 today. And oh my god, some of his lines, they're so cliched and it's so amazing. That's just the last thing I want to say. Like, there's one voice pack that he has, you know what it is? It's you kids get off my lawn. This is the end.